Hey girl, welcome to another edition of Girl.
Hold up.
I'm Beppy J.
Yeah, welcome back to Girl Hold Up. How was your weekend, beautiful?
Girl, my weekend was amazing. I've been doing some traveling. Girl, God is good. Oh my gosh. Every week just keeps getting better and better and better.
This
What
is
about
walking
you?
in her purpose. That's what happens when you walk in your purpose, boo.
But you want me to tell you something else though? It's amazing when you have like-minded people in in your corner, in your circle. So
Mhm.
to my
Yes.
sis, I love you, sis. How was your weekend?
It was actually really nice. I lost my uncle a few weeks back, and we had a private memorial for family, but we just did another one Saturday for the public. Even though
Hmm.
it was still private, it was for the public. But he was best friends with Greg Allman, so they had the memorial at the Big House in Macon, which is a
Hmm.
Allman Brothers Band museum, and it
Mm,
was so fabulous. It was performances by a lot of their friends who had
okay.
bands, and it was cocktails and food and dancing and just congregating with each other. It was amazing.
Wow. I love it, love it, love it. Listen, let's go ahead and shout out our sponsors for sponsoring episode number 8.
Yeah.
Girl, it is time to manifest your dreams. And it was brought to you by Elevate Her. Girl, it is time to. What are you doing? You are inhaling confidence and you are exhaling fear. And our other sponsor is.
Get it done, boss. Helping you reach your goals is our business.
Period. So look, today is Monday, right? And today is episode 8. 8 represents new beginnings, y'all. Like I love that's why it's spelled ELV 8. 8 is a representation of a new start, new beginnings. And the way that my life has been going, the way that your life has been going, Kel, it is out with the old and in with the new. You know what I'm saying? It's literally time to not only elevate, but it's time to manifest your dreams. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Kel, when you think about the word manifestation, what comes to mind for you? Like, what's that? Okay, manifestation. What does that mean to you?
So manifesting is relatively new for me. I
Really?
just really tapped into that maybe knowingly tapped into it, because
Yeah,
that's I think sometimes we do it and we don't know that's what we're
yeah.
doing. But I knowingly started manifesting about 2 or 3 years ago, and it's just amazing that you would write something in your journal,
Mm,
have positive, grateful,
mm,
gratitude for whatever's going on in your life. And then maybe 2 months down the road, what you wrote in that journal happens for you. And
mm.
it happens is mind blowing,
Yeah,
because you're like, wait a minute, I was
yeah,
just reading it last month and here I am living it. So it's real. And I just hope that our listeners or viewers um,
yes,
tap into it. And I hope you learn something from this episode and take
yeah,
so you
yeah.
can start manifesting your dream life, girl.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And one thing for me, like when manifestation comes to mind, I gotta be honest. Like when someone was telling me about manifestation a few years back, I didn't understand it. I thought it was goofy. And this particular person that was telling me about it, they necessarily didn't incorporate God into it.
Mhm.
So I was like, manifestation, like why would I want to do something like that when I could just go ask God? But this person also was not a spiritual person. So the fact that they're just giving me the law, but they
Mm.
didn't incorporate God. Now, if you incorporating God, which is typically it is that, then I would have been doing this a whole long time ago. But
Right.
I feel like manifestation to me is me talking to God and me writing it down and making it
It
plain.
is.
And it happens just like that. But then I feel like there's two types of manifestation. You get a person who speaks about manifestation, but they don't necessarily incorporate God. They say the universe. I feel like the universe is God. The God is the universe, but they just don't say God. They say the universe. And I feel like I'm kind of on the fence with that. I got to be very transparent. I'm kind of on the fence because I do find myself sometimes saying the universe, but I'll be like, okay, God, was that the right saying? Because I don't want you. You are God. I don't want to call you the universe because you are everything. You
Everything.
are the universe. You are the earth. You are this, but I want to identify you as God. So for me, that was like one of those like, manifestation is like witchcraft. I'm just being honest. Cause the person that was telling me about it just kept saying
Spooked
the universe, and it was just so scary to me. But
Yeah.
once I started building and having that relationship with God, it's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay. But then that goes to say that we have to do our own research. When we're being introduced to something and, you hearing it everywhere, do yourself the due diligence and just do the research,
Absolutely.
and it's something that is so freaking powerful. Powerful.
Yeah, so the definition of manifestation or manifesting basically is what is understood or recognized by the mind.
Mm,
Obvious, manifest. Oh, I'm good. I'm going into the other words. I'm sorry. But basically, what your mind can see or
mm,
is manifesting. And you touched about, God and people saying, the universe and that sort of thing. I feel like since God knows our heart, number one.
yes,
And
yes, he does.
we can't fool him no matter what we try to do. Like God knows
Mhm.
our heart. But manifesting is prayer is manifesting. Like that's part of manifesting
Yeah.
because you're asking God, oh God, can you help me with this? I need guidance through that. And then you're trusting and you're having faith.
Mm-hmm.
He will answer those prayers.
Absolutely.
So there are people who leave that terminology out. They leave the word God out. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can't manifest without speaking to God or having a relationship with God.
You're right. I agree. Like one thing that I learned on this journey with building my relationship with God, like when I see people that are millionaires and billionaires, and I think I mentioned this on our last show, like they applied the principles, so they're successful, right? But they have that missing factor of God. And you see a lot of millionaires like committing suicide and like all of this crazy stuff. And sometimes I feel like we get it confused far as, okay, this person applied the principles, but we're looking at them. That's the first thing to manifestation is not comparing yourself to what anybody has. You don't know what they did, whether they applied the principle, which I mean, getting out there and hustling and grinding. You don't know if they have a relationship with God. Like we are assuming and we are judging a person's situation, right? I would be wrong to say, okay, millionaires commit suicide because I'm just assuming at this point, I'm just stating in my opinion. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same fact is the first thing to manifestation is do not compare yourself to anybody because you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to manifest a life of somebody's and you're going to manifest exactly what they have to go through. You know what I'm saying? You got to be clear. So not judging and not comparing yourself to somebody else's journey and being clear on what exactly it is that you want.
Right. Exactly. So some techniques, that I've learned that
Hmm?
help with manifesting.
Yeah.
One is journaling. And this
Yes.
is my journal. Look,
Yes.
get back on it though, because I've
Yes.
gotten so busy that I fell off of actually journaling. But a funny thing, when I had my cake business, I went to this planning event. They gave us these real pretty planners, and in the back of it, it had like a journal section.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote down all of my ideas for what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So one was a nonprofit. and
Mm.
it was a cake class.
Yeah.
Like there were several things that I wrote. I was like, oh, for my business, I want to grow and do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. Everything I wrote in that journal section, I did.
Hmm.
And it was successful.
Yes.
Like I didn't just do it. I did it and it was successful.
Yes.
So that right there was my first hello. Like
Yeah.
baby, if you don't
Yeah.
believe it now, what I gotta say to you.
Yes. Yes. I also
Something that happened with you there.
oh, sis, this was recently, like recently, like so I'm not ready to reveal exactly everything, but one of my biggest things was I needed a job that was going to pay me over 50K. Like that was just me saying minimum, right? And with everything that I had going on, see, when I write it down, I do mine as dear God. I
Yes.
say dear God, and it's my personal letter to God,
Yeah, I
and that's how I
great.
manifest
I
a
like
lot.
that.
Yeah, no, seriously, like my notebook is over there, but literally when I was going through what I was going through these last few months, especially the last month,
Mhm.
I just God has his way of getting our attention. Like,
Mhm.
whoo, child, he has his way. He make situations real hot and heated. And for me, anytime that I've ever asked anything, just to God, I always started off with dear God. I always give him show gratitude, thank him for everything that I do have, and I thank him for what I have and where I'm going. And then I start getting down to specifics. I say, okay, God, this is what I want. This is what I want it by. This and I just start giving it details. So instead of me saying dear universe, I say dear God. And honey, I have to go back and look at that book. Even some things with my ex that I was just, I got so many journals. How many? You got a lot of journals with a lot of stuff. I got like 50, 11 journals, girl.
The only one that I technically call a journal, but I keep notebooks everywhere. It's another
Girl,
notebook.
I'm telling you, like
It's
when I
another
was
notebook over there.
when I was packing up my stuff, I seen Dear God letters from 2011. You know what I'm saying? 2009, 2015. And every last one of those letters, with the exception of one, has yet to manifest. And I think about like, okay, God, why hasn't this manifested yet? And sometimes He has us on this journey, and before it can fully manifest, think about the other things that you asked God that you wanted. You saying, okay, God, I want this. But in order for you to get this, you got to go through this first.
You gotta
You know what I mean?
you gotta
Yeah,
be
yeah,
prepared. And one thing
yes,
God won't do is put you in a situation you're not prepared for. He's
yes.
not going to gift you a blessing or gift you anything, really, if he doesn't feel like you are prepared for it. And
I
I can
agree.
think of a lot of situations that I went through, even business ventures and stuff that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that I learned from those different ventures contributed to the success of something that did go well. Like if I
Yes,
hadn't gone through all that bull crap, I never would have known how to do XYZ. But I
exactly.
feel like there's an energy around you even writing in that journal or you
Mm-hmm.
putting those thoughts in your mind of whatever it is you're trying to manifest. There's a feeling that you have and an energy around what it is you're doing. I remember being probably about 10 years old, riding in the car
Mm-hmm.
with my mom. I think we were coming from the airport or something here in Atlanta, but we lived in Macon. Driving
Mm-hmm.
through downtown Atlanta was so exciting for me. I was like, wow, look at all these nice buildings. And
Right.
my mama, I was like, Mama, I'm going to live here one day. And when you were little, Atlanta felt like it was 3 days away, and I was
Right.
only an hour away. But I was like, Mama, I'm going to live here one day.
Mhm.
And I did. I moved
That
here.
part.
But
That
it was a
part.
feeling. It was a feeling that I had. I was just mesmerized, and something felt magical about that moment when I said it. I still remember it to this day. But I do feel like there is an energy around it. And I think you talked about this briefly in another episode that you have to put authority in
Mm-hmm.
that pen, when you put it to paper of what it
Mm-hmm.
is you're manifesting, and you have to know it and believe it in your heart, in your
Right.
mind.
Right. Absolutely.
That's part of it.
Right. It's like, so like I was saying, I hope y'all taking notes, right? So
Right.
going back, you gotta be clear about what you want. And then the second thing is figure out how and how it's going to make you feel. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people, oh, I want to manifest a house. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with manifesting a car. There is nothing wrong with manifesting whatever it is that you want. But think about how it's going to make you feel. Like this is the time where we got to bring back our inner child and that imagination, like sitting up there and just dreaming like,
Mhm.
like this house that I'm gonna be in, this car, this job, like what does that look like for you? Does it really get you excited? Because another thing, we tend to say we want to manifest other people's lives. We tend to say, okay, I heard this on Instagram, and I don't know who it was, so I can't reference her, but she's a beautiful comedian, but she was so right about this. She said some women, because a lot of us, we want to manifest like great husbands and
Right.
boyfriends and stuff like that. And she said, honey, because you saw a celebrity, you saw Ari get a Lamborghini truck from her dude, right? So you looking at this guy who works at Best Buy, and he's a good man. He provides for you. He gives you stuff that he can give you, and he gives you his world with what he is capable of doing, right? And that's not good enough for you. And you're trying to manifest something
Mm-hmm.
that you want from somebody else. Instead, okay, you can manifest that,
Because
but then that's
gratitude,
yeah, that's that gratitude.
gratitude is important when manifesting. Like you have
Yes,
to be very grateful for what you already
absolutely.
have in order for you to be gifted more. Gratitude is
Yes.
major.
Yes, it is so major. And at the end of the day, it's like you can have that. You know what I'm saying? That's when you start changing your mindset. If you saying, okay, well, I want my boyfriend to give me a Lamborghini truck, okay, sis, that's when you and your mate, y'all need to start planning different and moving differently.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, baby, I want you to give me a Lamborghini truck. Okay, is he now going to be the CEO of Best Buy? What are his dreams and his goals to
Right.
position him so that he can come back and give you that if that's what you desire? So
Yeah.
it's just different things. Like social media will have a lot of people manifestation things messed all the way up.
All up, honey, all up. But what you were just saying goes back to us getting back to religion.
Yeah,
Faith without works is dead.
it's dead.
It's dead.
Period.
So
It's
when people try
dead.
to disassociate manifestation from the Bible or from God, it's right there in the Bible. Faith without works is dead. So
Mm-hmm.
people who have all these great ideas of what they want for their life, they just sitting back waiting for it to fall in their lap. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And
No.
while doing research for this, I found a group. It's like a manifestation university. They have manifestation coaches. And one of
Ooh.
the things that one of the students said was it's a mind
Wow.
movie when you manifest and creating the situations you want for your life. So you basically sit in your mind creating a movie of the things that you want to
I love
manifest.
that. I
Because it's the
absolutely.
same thing as you just said, using your imagination. It's the same thing.
Yes.
You're creating that in your mind and you're
Yes.
believing that it's going to happen.
That part. Uh-oh. Looks like we
But
lost
manifestation
Kim.
is,
Okay, there we go.
you faded out for a second.
Yes, there we go. We back, y'all. We back.
But it shouldn't be something that people like totally disregard because people are doing it even though they don't know it. Like I said, for years,
Right.
manifesting things, but I didn't know what I was doing. It was just things that would happen for me. And I'd be like, oh, wow, God with this, which he did. But I manifested that. That was something that I truly wanted. And my passion is what helped, or my drive, or my motivation, which is also just the energy behind manifesting whatever it is you want. It's that positive
That
energy.
part. Y'all forgive me. This is so impromptu. So we live. We live. We
All
live.
the way
So
live.
just put around. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me.
So another thing that I pulled from the Bible is death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who live it will eat its fruits. That's Proverbs 18:21. It's manifestation. You speaking things into existence. And if you speak positive things over your life, if you're speaking good things over yourself in your life, that's manifesting it. But you can't say things that are not in direct, you
Yeah.
know, coordinating with what it is you want that's on a positive note. If you're speaking negative things are going to happen. And that's just how it goes. You have to be
That
positive. You have to speak positivity over your life, and affirmations help with that. I know I was posting some affirmations not too long ago, but that's important. When you're looking at mirror and you tell tell yourself things that you want to happen,
mm-hmm.
you're manifesting those things. You're putting power in the tongue and saying, I am a fabulous mother. I am a
Yes.
great wife.
Yes.
Today I am gonna walk this neighborhood and burn some calories. Like all these things that you say to yourself in the mirror, you're manifesting things every day.
Yes. I totally agree. It's saying so one thing a lot of people and myself is included, when I got to this whole affirmation thing, I was not consistent with my affirmations.
Not either. I gotta get
You like as I started like really like yo this manifestation thing and talking to God and saying these affirmations like this is a real thing and like you can literally these affirmations like when you're intentional with your affirmations and you're saying them every day, it's like saying okay, I want to lose 10 pounds this month, but you only go to the gym one time. How are you going to allow anything to manifest if you don't work on it daily, if you're not staying in a positive environment, if you're not saying your affirmations every day? Because again, manifestation is a part of your mental, right? And I just want to segue really quick, y'all. I got to tell y'all this is not paid. They ain't paid me to say this, but
We're
this
gonna let it slide this time.
right. Next time. But I encourage y'all to get this book. I got this from Barnes and Noble, but it is on Amazon and it is called The Science of the Mind. This book will blow your mind. The things that I've learned again on this manifestation journey and saying my affirmations daily, like we have to be intentional. Like we have to be. If you don't do this daily and you're sitting up like I ain't even got to say all that. You just said it, Kel. Faith without works is dead. Manifesting what I want with my life is dead if I don't put in the work.
Work.
Saying I'm going to be a millionaire and not putting in the work is dead. Saying that I want to lose weight and not able to go to the gym is dead. You're no. Anything that you say that you want to do and you're not consistent at it,
Right.
dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not going to happen. You have to do your part. Your part is the action part,
Yeah.
and that's doing it, okay? And I think once you get yourself in a positive state of mind and motivated, your action side of things will just come naturally,
Mm-hmm.
easily. And before you know it, whatever you manifested or wrote in that journal or said out loud, it's going to happen.
Right,
It
right.
happens every time.
And so I want to read this really quick, right? It's a part of the meditations for self help and healing. And it says, I meet my good. Today I meet my good. It knows me and it will not let me depart from it. My good is at hand and I cannot be robbed of it. Good is forever expressing itself to me and in mine. I can even now see and hear and feel the all good in the wait, and feel the all good in and around me. It presses itself against me and fills me with a great surge of life. My hand is at good. Like there is a whole mini section of just things like that, and just listening to that. But what we got going on in this world, whatever your situation is, just saying something like that is like, I'm good.
I'm
I'm
good.
good.
I'm
I'm
good.
good.
And like, think about driving to work in the mornings, right?
Mhm.
You can wake up and be, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I don't want to go in here today.
Come
Oh,
on.
I don't want to deal with blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is going to be a horrible day. I just know it. Oh, I feel sick. Oh, my
Mhm.
head hurt. Guess
Mhm.
what? You're going to have a horrible day.
Yep.
Your head might be hurting all day. All of that. And sometimes I would have to snap myself out of it.
Yes.
Like, seriously, I would like get up and get dressed tired. But I'm like, you know what?
Mhm.
We got this girl. Come on.
Yep.
Wake up.
Seriously,
Let's
you
go.
have to do that.
Step up. Yes. You have to do that. And you know what my position was. I had to be Miss Chipper for everybody. Hi, good morning.
Yes.
I'm tired. What? No, I don't feel good. You got to
Yep.
get yourself together all the way.
Together. Together. Another thing that I want to just tell you guys about is create a plan and stick to it. That's kind of just what we just talked about, you know? It's like, okay, I'm going to be a millionaire. Well, what is your blueprint to that? You just can't sit up here and say, I'm going to be a millionaire. What are you doing? You know, and a lot of times when we say that we want to do this, it's not, I heard a couple different things, and I know you can probably touch on this too, Kel, but I've heard two different things. Before you say you want to be a millionaire, be a thousandaire first. I don't necessarily agree with that. I agree with it, but I don't. Because at the same time, I feel like if my goals is to be a millionaire, I am going to strive to be a thousandaire. It's
Mhm.
almost 10x in it,
Yeah.
right? So if I say I'm going to be a millionaire, but then I only reach that thousandaire status, I'm okay because I know I'm gonna keep working. But then if I say I'm gonna be a thousandaire, but I only reach a few thousand, then I set my expectations really, really low.
Love.
So it's at the end of the day, it's really following people that speaks your language because there are so many amazing, great motivators out there, mentors, coaches, millionaires that turn mentors that is teaching you the game. Find that person that is speaking your language because I've heard it twice and I don't agree with the be a thousandaire first. I don't agree with that. I say shoot for the stars
Yeah.
because what is the worst can happen?
I've heard financial advisors or financial coaches say the same energy it takes to be a thousandaire is the same energy it takes to be a millionaire. We all
Period.
have the same 24 hours in the day. What's the difference between you and the person who is that millionaire? And it's a lot of uneducated, no college degree having millionaires. So there really is no excuse. If that's what you want, you, like you just said, make a plan for it and shoot for it. You know, that's my thing, honey. Get it done. If you're trying to get something done, it's a way to get it done. You just have to figure that way out and take the steps and make it happen.
Right, right. And then another tip I want to say is practice gratitude and radical kindness. And I got to ask you, Kel, when was the
Mm.
last time you practiced both?
All the time,
You do.
every day,
So
listen,
do. Say it for the people in the back that didn't hear you.
every day. That's like part of my mission in life is
Mm-hmm.
to be kind beyond measure to
Yeah.
people who deserve it and to people who don't deserve it.
Yes.
Because when you do that, you're putting so much positivity in the air, in the universe, like you said. Just the energy itself is gonna reciprocate and bring good to you.
Yes.
Like literally daily.
Daily.
I am grateful no matter what is going on in my day, and I strive to be kind no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, all day, every day.
That part. So let me ask you this. When it just comes to you manifesting things that you want, how big is it? How big? let me see this. How big of a role is it when it comes to your mindset and you having limited beliefs?
So I think we all struggle with insecurities. We all struggle with lack of confidence, um, especially if it's something that you've never done before. Because we don't want to make mistakes. We don't want to be embarrassed. We don't want to take risks that don't,
Mhm.
have a return in them. So everybody has that, measure of, oh my goodness, this is not going to happen. It's not going to work, right? But
Yeah.
I do believe that in order to get those things that you are thinking of or manifesting, all of that has to be eradicated. Like you
Mhm.
have to be confident, you
Yeah.
have to be positive, you have to be secure, and that just comes with practice. Practice
Mhm.
prayer first, and then practice.
Mhm. I love that.
Yeah, sometimes you need that. I feel anxiety sometimes when I'm going into certain situations. And the way I
Mhm.
shake that is by breathing, doing breathing exercises, and also praying.
Right. That part. I
You
feel
have
like
to know how to do that for yourself, what works for you in doing it.
right. And I feel like a lot of that again goes with confidence as well. You know, when you start limiting your beliefs and you not having the proper confidence, just like if you own a car and you get in the car and you're confident that you're going to make it to work or wherever your destination
Mhm.
is, that's the same type of confidence you need to have in whatever it is that you're asking God for. You know,
Yes.
whatever it is that you're believing, you know, once you create that plan and you make it clear
Mhm.
on what you want and you imagine it, have
Mhm.
that confidence that it's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
You got to know that God got you. And you got to know that He's going to provide for you no matter what.
Yes.
Like you have
Yes.
to know that. And that's that faith aspect of the faith without works. You just have to have
Right.
faith.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not easy for everyone to have faith for whatever reason. Maybe people have been telling them their whole lives, oh, you'll never be this or
Hmm.
that. You'll never have this. You'll never do this. So they got that trauma associated with the
Yes.
part of their mission that requires the confidence or the security, but they have those voices in the back of their head telling
Yeah.
them, oh, but such and such said I was ugly, or such and such said I was stupid.
Mhm.
Whatever. You got those voices. That's that trauma and anxiety lying to you. Those are emotions that you have to get control of, get
Yes.
them out the way so that you can move forward and reach for those things that you really want out of life.
Let me ask you this. What advice can you give that girl that's going through that right now?
I am a very, very big advocate of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy and prayer is always number one, but
Yeah.
I do think that a lot of times we have to target or even recognize whatever that trauma is, a
Mm-hmm.
situation that's breaking us down and not making us feel confident or secure. And most of us have some sort of trauma. More
Yeah.
people than not have trauma that directly affects how their life turns out because of that
Mm-hmm.
confidence and security. Most of us do. And that trauma came from, our parents who passed it down from their parents for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason. And I could go real deep with that. I had a conversation with someone about it not too long ago, reaching back to slavery, and the type of behavior you had to have to be safe. And a lot of the times that behavior meant you had to dumb down your kids like they weren't as fantastic as they really were so that the slave owners wouldn't, scoop them up and sell them off. So you
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, she's not that. Oh, they might say, oh, she's wonderful. Oh, she's not that wonderful. You know what I mean? Because they were trying to protect their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing that child grew up and continued that process. A teacher might say, "Oh, Kimberly's doing fabulous in class. She's doing blah blah blah." Yeah, honey, but she's a mess. You hear people say that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's a mess. She loves to talk. We
Mm-hmm.
are not accepting those compliments and not accepting the praises that we deserve
Yes.
because of history of trauma. So I
Yeah.
do feel like therapy is really, really important
Mm-hmm.
if you're that person that struggles with what you need to start the process of manifesting. And there are a lot of people watching this or listening to this that are struggling with it. Like, oh, I've tried. What's the root of the problem?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think therapy starts with that. We got wonderful virtual therapy sessions, BetterHelp. Oh, we ain't getting paid for that. Let me pull back. But we have a lot of therapist friends. If someone wants to DM us and
Yes.
request a therapist, I know so many people, and I
Yes.
will.
Yes. And just to piggyback off, just for anybody that might be struggling with that childhood trauma, that's why Elevate Her was created. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
be very transparent only because I dealt with that and I did not identify that. Now, I would say this, I'm gonna have a show about exactly what Elevate Her is, but Elevate Her is that first step to your therapy. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? To your therapist. It's let's identify, like you said, Kel, the trauma. I carried little girl stuff as a
Yeah.
grown woman. That little girl
Yeah.
was on my back for
Yes.
years.
All do. We all do.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. You not only got Beverly, but you
Uh-huh.
also got the little Beverly too.
Little baby.
So,
Mm-hmm.
right. So it was
Mm-hmm.
like you was that's when that whole set off of okay, she's bipolar.
Yeah.
And this is no shade to anybody that suffers with that mental illness. But in a sense, that was me because I would react when certain situations would happen in like relationships or workships, when I was
Mm-hmm.
younger. It wasn't the mature Bevy. It was the little Bevy acting out because she was hurt, traumatized, and
Yeah.
everybody out to get her, everybody this, everybody that. So
Mm-hmm.
my thing was me healing from that and me
Mm-hmm.
having to let go. But y'all, that's a whole
That's
nother
actually
topic.
episode 9. That's episode 9. So I'll go ahead and throw that out there. It's called The Price of Trauma. So
Man,
we just gave the teaser. We
I mean,
just gave the teaser, baby, because that's really a topic in our community that is, taboo. We're not supposed to talk
yeah.
about mental issues,
Hmm.
mental health, um,
Hmm.
where it comes from. In our families, keep everything in the house. Everything
That's,
has to stay here. What happens here stays here. All that good stuff.
mhm.
But really, that's how we are hurting ourselves. We're hurting our kids,
Yeah.
our kids'
Yeah.
kids. It's time to
Break the
really
cycle.
not break that cycle. Yeah, break the cycle all the way around.
Yes.
So, do you think, and I know the answer to this, I'm just hypothetically, and look, I'm just asking you, Bevy, to get a good answer from you,
Yeah.
but do you think everyone can manifest the things that they want? And what is the secret? What do you think the secret is?
Hmm. I'm gonna be like, this is just my answer, y'all. I I believe everybody can, but everybody won't. And the reason why I say that because the secret of it is your mind. That's it. Once you get control of your mind, anything is possible. Like you still have people that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s that is still in this stubborn mindset. And you tell them one thing and you can't, it's like trying to get through a brick wall. So it definitely, if for somebody that is open, really open to that, man, the possibility is endless. It is endless. It's like you have to detox your mind. Once you detox your mind from the clutter, from the negative circle that you might be around, friends telling you, girl, you can't do this, or family like, no, you can't do this. Just people just saying no to you. For when you have the vision that God gave you, and you telling it with somebody that God didn't give that vision to, and you've been hoppering around carrying this for years, but you're so still curious,
Mm-hmm.
girl, there is hope for you. You
Yeah,
have to detox your
detox,
mind.
honey. And that's where that meditation comes in.
Hmm.
That's where exercise, yoga comes in,
Hmm.
because, or eating a certain way.
Yeah.
Detoxing your body is also detoxing your mind.
Yes. Yes.
So a lot of those things play a really, really important role of getting that clarity. Because
Yeah.
I feel like our minds, like you said, are cluttered. Our
Yes.
bodies are cluttered. I
Yes.
saw this special on, I want to say Netflix, I'm not sure, but it's called Healing.
Mm.
And it talked this guy, he was in like a really bad bike accident
Mm.
and broke his spine in a few different areas. The doctor had told him he would never walk again. And he said that he would sit in his wheelchair every day, sit in a dark room, close his eyes, and visualize his spine being put back together piece
Mm.
by piece. And he said some days he would be distracted and he would stop, for whatever reason. His mind just wouldn't be clear or he couldn't sit in it long enough for it to happen. He said, but for 2 weeks straight, he did this for hours every day, sat in a dark room and mentally put his spine back together, right? 4 weeks to 2 months, this man was walking again.
Mm. Mind. The science of the
Your
mind.
mind, yes, yes. And I tell my sons this all the time. Phoenix just had surgery.
Yeah. How is
And
he doing, by the way?
he's doing great. He's doing really good.
Yeah.
But that's basically what I'm about to say. We teach that over here.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no wallowing, ain't no, being down on yourself. We teach positivity. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Staying upbeat, being positive about everything. We don't care what it is because you're alive and you are breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone had a much worse day than you because they
Right.
didn't wake up today.
Right.
He's
Wow.
super positive and he does what he's supposed to do. So he's getting better really, really quick.
Wow, that's good. And before we get to hot topics, I want to say a couple things like for the girl that's listening, and I just want to tell you, you're going to have to hurt some feelings, sis. You gonna have to hurt some feelings. Your mama might not want you to do something. Your friends, your family, they might not
Mhm.
want you because they want to keep you stagnant right where you at. Baby, hurt them feelings and keep it moving. You will get over it. You will feel so free. Okay? Hurt them feelings. They'll get
Yeah. Honey, a whole word. A whole word. Yes. Sometimes, not sometimes, all the time. Like you were saying, it's sometimes the people who are closest to you that
Yes.
don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, how you're doing what you're doing. And they may
Yes.
say all the negative things that come to mind to try to break you down, honey, and discourage you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, you're supposed to be on my team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why the frown faces? Why the negative comments? But
Yes.
those people you have to leave behind. They're
Yes.
meant to go forward with you.
Yes. And trust the process.
Mhm.
It's gonna look ugly. It ain't gonna make sense. It's gonna be weird. You gonna feel out of place.
You're
But
gonna be
trust the
crying.
process. Ooh, child crying.
You're gonna be
Honey.
crying, girl. You're gonna be sweating.
Yes, it's not gonna make sense, but you have to trust the process. Trust God in it all. You know what I'm saying? If he, trust me, he knows exactly what it is that he's doing. And once we stop fighting him, because we want to figure out how he's going to do it, we want to figure out what it looks like, where's this money about to come from, if you just trust the process. And he like when you challenge him, sis, God,
What?
you said, trust you, and I don't got no money right now. How is it? Man, I'm getting chills. When I tell you how many times things happens, ooh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Trust the
Yeah.
process. Trust, ooh, trust the process.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And all that goodness is coming, honey. It is coming. It's
Yes,
you deserve it. We all deserve it. We
yes.
deserve everything that God promises us. And we
Mm-hmm.
can have it as long as we trust the process. Trust
Okay.
him. Put him first. Give him the glory for everything. Because we
Mm-hmm.
can't do none of this by ourselves. None
Mm-hmm.
of it.
And when it happens, sis, don't be stingy with your testimony. You better speak up.
Speak all the way up because that's part of the process.
Yes,
That's on the other side of the process. You
yes,
receive your blessings, you give that testimony so you can bless someone else in the process.
Mm-hmm. That part. That part.
So I chose some hot topics that are
Yeah.
totally on topic.
Okay.
I do that.
It says, come on.
So, T Grizzly, are you familiar with him? He's a rapper. Yeah,
What's what's his song?
I, we're gonna have to Google that later. But
I'm so old and young at the same time. These rappers, I can't keep up with them. I can't. I'm gonna be honest. Okay.
a lot of new ones. I love the kids. I love all the kids. They're creative and they inspiring, other kids to be creative. That's fabulous. But I have heard of his name before, but like, some of the other people we
I
talked
couldn't
about.
call out a name, one of his songs.
You Google
That
while
part.
I'm talking.
I
Okay.
am this because I ain't
But here's the thing, I like what he has to say because unfortunately his home was burglarized. And he said that after this process of him being burglarized, that we have to watch what we speak into existence.
Mm,
Okay. And I don't know. My kids tell me everything that happens in the rapper world. Okay.
I know who he is. I just didn't know who he is.
That's a clip. Is it a video right there we can hear?
Okay, that was a sample. That's I guess that's one of his new songs. But I've seen him. I've seen him.
So burglars smashed a window and grabbed all they could from his house, including over 1 million in jewelry and a ton of cash. Okay. In nearly a 1 minute long video, he touched on the passing of rappers King Von, PNB Rock.
Yes, I know
All
that.
these rappers have mentioned things in their songs that were very similar to the way that they passed. And
Mm,
my kids always come to me, Mama, such and such got killed. He was just saying that in his song. Such and such just got robbed. He was just saying that in a song.
yes.
And then we know a few of those young rappers talked about suicide in their music and killing
Mhm.
themselves, and they end up
Like,
that's what happened.
yeah.
That's what happened. So he was saying basically, artists have to be careful about what they say in their music because clearly it's not working out for them positive.
Right.
And I guess in one of his songs, he must say something about himself being burglarized. I'm just assuming because now it has happened to him. But he said, we got to watch what we're speaking into existence. I know we look at it like we're just making music and it's art, but these words are powerful, bro. Just like we speak some good SHIT into existence, we can speak some bad SHIT into existence. So we really got to be careful what we're saying about ourselves and what we're making and how we're making this music.
Mm-hmm.
So big up to him.
Yeah, that was dope. That's important. And for him to be young and be able to give that message to his fans, because he has a lot of young people following him, and I just hope somebody took that because that's it's life and death in our tongues.
In your tongue, yeah, we just talked about that. But I was like, wow, this is on topic. I gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
It's not just in your music, it's in your everyday life.
Yep.
What you're saying, you have to be careful because what comes out your mouth, even when you're talking about other people, oh, such and such ain't never gonna be, nothing, or she gonna end up pregnant. You speaking badly about someone else's life can also affect them.
Yep. That is so true.
So yeah, I really, really appreciate that hot topic. So T Grizzly, thank you for speaking.
Right.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. So second, Nick Cannon has had another child.
Girl.
Look at my face.
Nick. Sir.
Are we racing to 100? Like, what's going on, Nick?
Sir. I get it, but then again, I don't know. Nick, 10, number 10, right?
Number 10, baby 10 is on the way, and he currently has 2 women pregnant at the same time. Nick the man.
Might be about that poly life, and we just don't know because
Something is behind this now.
in all of the pictures, ain't nobody saying Nick
Ain't
cheated.
nobody mad. All the women happy and pregnant and barefoot.
Nick, what's
All
going
of it.
on?
Listen, we gonna find out. It's gonna come out if it's something else, okay?
I think he about that poly life. I think he is. I really do because like I don't hear any drama. If anything, I've only heard amazing things about the process of
Right.
the moms. You know what I'm saying? That I think he about that poly life.
So pregnant Abby De La Rosa, that's the one that's pregnant, pokes
Mhm.
fun at Nick Cannon, also impregnating Brittany Bell again, expecting his 10th child.
See
I do
that again part. It's
again.
not
So these women having multiple kids, knowing that the other women having multiple kids, everybody having multiple kids by Mr. Cannon. Okay.
yeah, he about that poly life. That's why him and me probably broke
I
up.
do feel like if a person can afford the children,
Yeah.
be fruitful and multiply. That's also in the Bible. But the problem is he's not married to none of these women, okay?
Right.
But I'm sure he takes care of them. I just hope that none of them are neglected in any way as far as time with him, because how can you spend time with all these kids at the same time? There's 10 of them. And he's probably thinking of having more. I mean, I don't feel like the women got a problem with it. So clearly there's no condoms taking place here, no type of birth control.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
having a good time. So my question is related to this topic. Is Nick Cannon manifesting all of these children?
Hmm.
Did
I
he
mean,
write down somewhere, I want to have 20 kids?
says that he's literally a mogul. And he's definitely building his empire and he's building a legacy. So why not have 20 mini me's, out to take over the empire? But
And that's
so
probably what he's saying, girl. What if he's saying that? What if he's saying to them, hey, Bella, whatever her name is. Now, I got these headphones and I got this TV show and I got this blase. So I want to make sure that your kids take over this company and that De La Rosa kids take over this company. Like, this is the plan. Are you on board? And she's like, yes. I'm on board.
let me ask you this then, sis. Because it's Nick Cannon, society is making it seem like it's okay, but let it be another man who may not. Mm-hmm. It's an issue. I will say that I've seen a guy with 14 kids. You know what I'm saying? With 14 different baby moms. And the outlash and the backlash for him because he was a thug in the streets and all of this other stuff. But the women didn't have an issue with it. But then here comes Nick Cannon. Oh,
It's funny. It's a joke. They call his kids Jerry.
Does it, but if another man does it,
It's
I
not
don't
cool.
agree with either or. I don't agree. I don't care if you are in your child's life. That's just me and my beliefs. I feel like if you want 10 kids, let me pop out your 10 kids. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it can be something behind that. Why he's doing that.
They call his kids Generation C for Cannon. C.
He got his own generation. You right about that.
So creative. I never
Generation C. Right about that. You are right about that. Gen C.
Yeah, so we kind of already gave our teaser for episode 9. I feel like we are touching on some subjects that are life changing for not just women but everyone.
Yeah.
Manifesting, I truly believe, I hope people took notes and I hope people really listen and get their book that you suggested, get a journal, learn how to meditate. There are different ways of meditation. We have a friend that meditates through dance.
Mhm.
So there are different ways to meditate. So research and just get that clarity, get that
Yes.
relationship with God. Speak authority over your life and the things that happen to you. Because we all want to be in a positive, prosperous situation.
Mm-hmm.
And
And there's another thing, another book I want to suggest. It's on my audiobook, but it's called Manifest. That's constantly aligning everything for you. It's called Manifest Now. An inner state of being.
oh,
Choose to connect with your higher power to
I'm taking notes now.
yes. You will grow
And
strong.
where is it at?
This is on audiobooks. So you can definitely, if you buy it off Amazon, she actually has a workbook with this, and I actually want to get the workbook. So it's called Manifest Now by Ideal. I always say her name wrong, but Ideal Amid. Amid.
Okay.
And then the other one, she has two. Like she's really good. Another one is called Inner Glimpse.
Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm.
So, like all of these things right here, y'all. You honestly have the highest connection to pure insights. Inner Glimpse. Crafted and designed for you. That one's another good one. She has a workbook with this one as well. And then the last thing is the Miracle Mornings.
It wasn't. Do what's right, not what's easy. I reminded
Oh,
myself.
wow.
So going back to just this whole self-development journey, because manifestation is about self-development as well.
Right.
And you have to surround yourself with good people like me and Kel, just having people that really want to see you win. That is so important. And I think about Shirley Ralph before we wrap this up, when she won her Emmy.
My
When
goodness.
she said it was her husband, it was her kid, it was her circle.
Yes.
You have to have the right circle. If you're the one that says, well, I don't have nobody to support me, get you a new circle. That's been the story of my life. That's been the story of my life. Now I have a supporting system. I have sisters now. You know what I'm saying? That sees the vision that's Bev, I ain't heard from you. What's going on? Like, get you some people that will hold you accountable, right? So again, it's your self-development journey is what's really all of this whole manifestation thing is about. DM us at Girl Hold Up. We want to hear your action plan. We want to know what is it that you are manifesting the rest of 2022. We're not even going to talk about 2023 yet. We want to know what you're going to do now. Like right now. We got what? Almost 90 days? If not right at 90 days left until the end of this year?
So if they claim something today or tomorrow, we should see some results by the end of this
year. Seriously, we want to hold you accountable. So go ahead, message us. We're going to post this so you can also post your response in the comments. Kel, any last minute remarks before we go ahead and end it?
No, just thank you guys for watching and listening. We look forward to having you guys for episode 9, The Price of Trauma. We're going to break that thing down. We're going to help our sisters out because we have to target that so that we can help ourselves and help others. So thank you guys for tuning into Girl
Hold Up. I'm Beverly J.
And I'm Kel. And we will see you next time.
On the other side. Bye, y'all.